pot is already $107,000. This is a huge bet here. Phil Ivey is making a $100,000 bet. And look at this, Patrick Antonius is going to call.
They're all talking at the start of this hand. Now everyone's watching. This pot is $307,000 and it could be getting bigger.
Phil Ivey, the master, trying to figure out exactly how to get the big call.
He's gone back for the blacks.
Those are $25,000 each. This could really sort him out. And look at this. This is the bet. The pot is $557,000. What do you do if you're Patrick Antonius?
Just 10 black chips. Doesn't sound a lot. Just a little bit of plastic. But that is $250,000.
Can he say goodbye to that bigger pot?
I call.
He says call. This is a monster, and it is the hand that Phil Ivey has been waiting for.
Absolutely unbelievable. This very well might be the biggest pot in televised history. Over $800,000, and in just one hand, Phil Ivey has turned it all around.
Hello and welcome to the Full Tilt Poker.net $1 million cash game from right here in central London. Some of the most famous names in poker have arrived, ready to stake their own money and reputations as they try to make as much profit as possible over the next few shows. But it is not going to be easy, because this is one of the most intimidating lineups to ever be assembled on European soil. Aggressive, unpredictable and a great reader of his opponents, Patrick Antonius has amassed winnings of almost $3 million and will be looking to make good after that huge loss to Phil Ivey in Season 2. Eliel Ezra is a former soldier in the Israeli army and has built an impressive business portfolio. He's also already won nearly $2 million at poker and is notoriously difficult to dominate. Gus Hansen's the only player to win 4 WPT titles. He'll be looking to make an impact here. Known as the Great Dane, he's won over $7 million to date. Frenchman David Benjamin is a new face at the $1 million cash game, and the former tennis pro is sure to be looking to improve on his already impressive poker record. Better known as Durr, Tom Dwan is an online poker prodigy, still relatively new to live poker. Tom will have his hands full as he sits amongst some of the toughest opposition ever assembled. Phil Hellmuth may have the best CV in poker history, but he joins the $1 million cash game for the very first time. Known as the Poker Brat, sparks are sure to fly with him at the table. Phil Ivey took down a record $800,000 pot in Season 2. Regarded by many as the best player in the world, he'll be a quiet colossus at the table and is no doubt the one to beat. Former world champion Chris Jesus Ferguson is the tightest player in the field. He's fiercely analytical, and if he's in a hand, he's usually in with a strong chance of taking it down.
Welcome to FullTiltPoker.net's $1 million cash game. We're in the heart of London, and the best players in the world have descended upon us to battle it out on the felt. We've got Phil Ivey in seat number 7, 5-time bracelet winner, almost $10 million in tournament earnings, and one of the most feared poker players in the world. Of course, in seat number 6, we have 11-time World Series bracelet winner Phil Hellmuth. He's cashed a record 68 times at the World Series. And of course, we can't forget about Chris Jesus Ferguson. He won the 2000 World Series of Poker main event and most recently won the National Heads Up Championship. He's in seat number 8, and I remember he played very well in last year's $1 million cash game. These are just 3 of what might be the most fearsome table ever assembled. All in all, 23 World Series bracelets and well over $40 million in earnings. And I am definitely in the most envious seat of the house, being able to call the action. And I'm alongside professional high-stakes poker player Gary Jones. How are you, Gary?
I'm very good. Very pleased to be here and very pleased to get to watch these boys in action. Of course, I've played with pretty well all of these at some point in my poker career. They really are some of the best players in the world. And I don't envy the people around this table, because this really is going to be the... And here we go. It's the first hand of the day.
Yeah, the action right away here. Phil Ivey is moving all in. blind. And if we get this correct,
We might not get it.
he had Patrick Antonius is calling this all in blind, and we're going to get the action started right away. Somebody at this table is going to have $200,000.
Yes.
Come on, David. Show us.
What is it?
All in.
I'm in trouble.
Yes. 6 high.
Ooh.
Yep, these two have decided they're going to get the action started nice and early. $100,000 in the dark without looking at their cards.
This is a very, with Felix, very close.
We look at the cards and we know it has to be a tough match here. We look at the two players and we know it's going to be, it has to be a really tough decision.
Gus is only small favorite. All right, let's see. Blood.
Not the 7.
Oh, the 3.
Just put the queen out there.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, queen is interesting. We all
You know what? I want you to hit a king right now, just to really make it a little salt.
Make it nasty when the 3 comes in the river.
Yeah.
He likes it nasty. He does like it nasty.
Don't tell everyone.
Okay, I won't.
Thank you.
He raises the club, he's not making it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Here comes the queen now. You knew the queen was coming.
How many outs do I have now? I have 4.
Beautiful little 10 outer. 10 outer. 34-10.
Oh, man. Boom.
Well, I wouldn't say there was a great deal of poker skill involved in that hand, but it certainly should help get the action going. Phil Ivey, 100,000 up.
Hey, we can't sell him short. This is why he is one of the most feared players in the game. Nobody can play 7-3 offsuit like Phil Ivey.
Give him this and then give him the high.
Patrick is one of the few gamblers left in poker, so we decided to shove in 100,000 apiece for the very first hand dealt and see what happens. And I got lucky to win it. I had the worst hand, and I got lucky to win it.
It's usually good for the game to do stuff like that, just to start the day. Many people, they play pretty bad when they're behind, but Phil can handle himself pretty well, and I would say that it doesn't really affect the way I play if I'm winning 100 or losing 100.
And we certainly came out with fireworks right away. Ivy up a quick $100,000. You can't underestimate how much money is at this table. We've got $1 million at the table. The only other player to buy in for $200,000 was actually Tom Durdwan, a fantastic online player, sitting in seat number 5. And once again, just to recap here, the blinds are 300, 600. The ante is 100.
I was there, yeah.
And Patrick Antonius has bought in for another 200. And just like that, he doubles up with 7-3 offsuit, and now he picks up pocket aces.
Well, it's looking like he's going to just be raising it up. Typical Phil Ivey style, but even Phil Ivey gets good hands every now and then. Pocket ace is as good as it gets. Call from David Benjamin in the small blind.
Yeah, of course, David Benjamin plays in the big game. One of the best players in the world. Fantastic online player. I know you played a lot with him, Gary, right?
Yeah, I played an awful lot with both David and Phil. And Tom Durdwan as well. Regulars in my cash game.
Well, it's an interesting flop here.
Something there for David. Of course, Phil doesn't actually need anything with the aces in the hole. Betting a call.
A couple of diamonds out there.
3, no help to David.
Now, how does Ivy play this to extract the most value?
Well, I think he's just going to keep betting around the pot, maybe slightly under.
So remind our audience that Phil Ivey won the inaugural $1 Million Cash Game back in 2006, came in second place last year. And he's off to a good start this year.
He certainly is, up 100,000. Ace